Hi, I'm Amy with ResidentRockstar.com, and I'm here with
Mallika from Abnormality.
And they just played a set at the Marquis Theater here in Denver, Colorado, and I was completely blown away. I didn't even know there was a chick in this band, and I heard that they were really, really good. And you had like the entire room just going insanely crazy in there. So tell me a little bit about yourself and your band, where you come from.
We're from Boston, the Boston area. We play in Marlborough, Massachusetts. And we're from different areas of Massachusetts. Some of us closer to Boston, some closer to Worcester. And we've been around for 11 years now, mostly in the underground. So now we're just starting to play for bigger audiences, and we just signed up with Metal Blade Records, so we're getting some more exposure now, so that's really cool. And we have two demos out and 2 full lengths out now. Our most recent album, Mechanisms of Omniscience, just came out on Metal Blade. So we're really stoked, and it's been great. We're on this tour right now for a month with Soulfly, Suffocation, Battlecross, and Lodi Kong. So it's been really fun. They're really great guys and great musicians. So yeah, we're just having a blast.
That's awesome. So tell me a little bit about your set tonight. You played a lot off of your new album. Can you tell me like some of the songs that you played and maybe what they mean to you a little bit?
Yeah, definitely. So we played Cymatic Hallucinations, which is about expanding your mind through mushrooms. And we played the title track, Mechanisms of Omniscience. And that one, it's pretty deep. I won't get too far into it, but it's basically about how the powers that be control the masses through like covert means, subconscious ways, and all the different tools they use. A big one being technology and
mass media.
Yeah. And the other song we played was Swarm, and that's about drone warfare and how it takes the humanity out of war. And we're very much against it, of course. So yeah, that's what that one is about.
Awesome. So tell me a little bit about how you got into metal and how long you've been singing for this band. And
how long I've been playing metal, or
yeah, like how did you get into music? How long have you been with this band particularly, and how long have you been in metal or music?
Yeah, well, I've always been into music. It's a big passion of mine, and got into metal in high school. And I've been playing in bands for 13 years now, and this band 11 years. This is my longest going band, of course, and yeah, the thing I'm most proud of. I was in another band called Parasitic Extirpation that I left around the time we signed with Metal Blade because I knew we were going to get really busy with Abnormality. And I also have another project called Castrator. So yeah, I've been doing a bunch of stuff with music because I really love it.
So do you do vocals in all of these bands?
Yeah.
Primarily a vocalist.
Yes.
And you have an amazing death metal vocal. I was like, whoa, that's a chick. That's crazy. And you're not like a big burly chick, or you're like a tiny little girl. But there's nothing tiny about you when you're on stage. You're just like in your face. So what has it been like for you being on tour with these kind of bands like Suffocation and Soulfly, and I mean even Battlecross have been around doing this stuff for a long time. How is it for you being a woman on this kind of a tour?
Well, those are a few questions all at once. But,
right. Now just throw it all out.
Well, about the tour, it's like a dream, Suffocation is my favorite death metal band. It has been for a long time, so it's a dream come true to open up for your favorite band. And all these bands are really awesome musicians, and Max Cavalera is a huge influence on us, and Sepultura, especially with Sepultura. But it's really very cool to be on the same stage as Max Cavalera. And how it is to be the only girl on tour is sometimes it's hard, but there's other ladies here as a part of the tour package doing merch or whatnot. So I'm not the only one, but I am the only one in the van, in our van that we're driving around. But
you're definitely the minority, right?
Yeah.
You're the smallest icon in there. So. Well, yeah, it's definitely different being a woman in a man's industry, and I was kind of talking to you about that earlier, that we like to highlight females that are doing things that like they're normally told they're not supposed to do, like sing in a death metal band and stuff like that. So can you tell me, do you have any views on that personally? Like, what do you feel? How do you feel about that?
Well, I think there's definitely more and more women getting involved in extreme music and metal, and it's really great to see. There's more and more bands doing it. Like a recent one is Nervosa doing thrash metal, and yeah, I would say like what exactly about it? Sorry,
well, do you find it, is it difficult? I mean, is it difficult for you, or are you welcomed, or do you get, I mean, obviously here tonight you have a ton of people that are just like, that was badass, but do you ever get like, I mean, does anybody ever shit on you for it? Does that ever happen to you, or you have a pretty positive response?
Well, I try to stay positive. I get, sexist things said to me sometimes, or hear things said about me, and I just try to not let it get to me and try to focus on the positive things. But I would say there are a lot of more women like nowadays than a few years ago, and it's awesome to have other bands we play with female members, female guitarists and drummers, and I welcome that, and we support each other, the other female musicians. We stick together, because we are outnumbered, so like it's great to support each other, and we have been getting a lot of support from fans and from other bands with male members too, and just try to ignore the haters. That's it.
Well, I'm sad to hear that there's still haters out there, but it's good to hear that you're ignoring them and keeping moving on. So as far as like other females in the industry, or even men, like, I'm not sexist one way or the other, but who do you look up to musician wise? Like, I heard earlier you gave a shout out to Holly. She's our girl here in Denver, and we love Holly.
Yes.
And she's another amazing brutal death metal vocalist.
Yeah, and actually Holly and I have been friends online since like 2005, since MySpace days, and we were both like, I was looking out for more women in death metal, because I don't like to feel like the only one, and I know there are ladies out there. So even though she was in Colorado and I was in Massachusetts, we were kind of like pen pals, and following each other's projects. So I just got to meet her for the first time in person tonight, and that was really awesome. So yeah, that's why I gave her a shout out, and I think she's great, and she's a really talented vocalist.
She is.
So watch out for her.
For sure, yeah, she's another person that we're interested in talking to. So let me see, what else can I ask you? So when I don't want to just like come out and be like, how old are you, but like, what were you into in high school? Like, what kind of bands influenced you to get into this? Like, who are your growing up favorite bands?
Well, I still listen to a lot of different things, but I started when I was younger listening to like the radio, listening to rock and classic rock, and then getting into like radio kinds of metal, into death metal. But I would say the first like death metal bands I heard were Cannibal Corpse and Deicide, and that was like, I was fascinated by those kinds of guttural growls, and that's what I was going for with my singing and this kind of singing. So yeah, it just started with me singing along to death metal and wanting to do that, like really deep guttural growling, and just being a fan. And then I joined my first band in college and kept doing it ever since. Yeah,
it's amazing. It's good to hear there's another true female metalhead out there. Like, it's hard to, there's a lot of radio music, like you said, but you gotta start somewhere. I mean, everybody has to start somewhere.
Yeah.
So
I would say, like, since we're talking about like ladies and metal and stuff, I feel like ladies get a bad rap when it comes to that, and people like to focus in on girls flaunting their looks, or focus in on girls being sexy in metal, and you just I don't like that, and I just ignore that shit, and like I focus in on women that are really talented in metal and really passionate about music and doing music for music's sake. And I think we who are serious supporters of metal and music should just support those women who are really doing awesome things in the metal scene and progressing the genre, and just forget about like, think about how many guys are like making terrible music, like just ignore those and like focus on the people that are doing really awesome things in music. So like, if you're a woman and you're like, you don't like the way women are portrayed in metal, like go find women that are doing it for real and support them. And it really means a lot. It's hard being a woman in metal sometimes. So like that support keeps us going,
I think that's really good, solid advice. I was going to ask you what your best advice is, and I think that you just answered that question.
Yeah.
So let me ask you some like funny questions. Would the ocean be deeper if there were no sponges? I ask everybody this.
I think the ocean's getting deeper from climate change, whatever's going on
She's
in the
got
world.
brains too.
And the sponges are dying.
It's true.
Yeah, the coral reefs are disappearing, and whether that's man-made or not, that's for you to think and decide for yourself.
Right, but would it be deeper? I don't think it would be deeper if they were all gone. Do you think so?
Well, yes,
Don't they
in
just
a way,
absorb
because the polar ice caps are melting.
Yeah.
The sponges disappear and the polar ice caps melt. It's related.
Yeah, it's gonna be deeper.
Short answer, yes.
Short answer, yes. So, do you like movies or at all? Do you like any kind of movies? What do you like?
Yeah, I love movies. I love David Lynch and Stanley Kubrick. Those are my favorite directors. I like tapped out things that make you think. And I love, science fiction and time travel, those kinds of like space bending, time bending movies.
Have you seen Interstellar yet? You should see
Yes,
that.
I love Interstellar.
I love
Yeah.
that movie too. I like this chick. She's fucking awesome.
We have a song about black holes on our album. We didn't play that tonight, but
Awesome.
I love that stuff.
I'm gonna have to get your album and check it out.
All right.
But okay, yeah. So I usually ask people like movie trivia questions. Like, if you were an ice cream flavor, what flavor would you be?
When I ate ice cream, I'm vegan actually. Black raspberry used to be my favorite ice cream when I was a kid, so I'm gonna go with that. And I'm kind of dark, so it works.
Right on. Yeah, it's actually a movie reference, and the actual answer is Pralines and Dick. It's from Wayne's World.
Oh, okay. Well, I answered it for real.
Yeah, most people do. It's cool.
It went right over my head.
What is it like? One in like 50 people, two people maybe out of 50 have gotten it, but they got it like right away. They were like on it. Got it.
Damn it! I failed.
Do you want a bonus question? Do you know anything about Wayne's World?
Yes.
Okay. So what is the name of the donut shop that they hang out in?
Oh man, I'm not gonna remember that.
Stan Mikita's Donuts.
I saw Wayne's World a bunch of times in the 90s and not so much recently, so
we like to make really bad 90s movie references. I can't think of any other ones right now.
A gun rag. I don't even own a gun.
Yeah, it's a good one too.
That's the best line.
Get the net. We broke up. You see a lot of those type of girls out here. But so yeah, those are fun questions that we like to ask. I don't know if I have any other fun questions. Do you have any fun questions, Russ? No? You lost it? No more?
All right, I'll give a shout out to the bands we're on tour with, Lodi Kong and Battlecross, Suffocation, and Soulfly. They've been really great to us, and we're having a lot of fun with those guys. Check those bands out if you don't know them. And a big thank you to all our fans who have been following us for the past 11 years. Thank you so much for the support. It really means everything to us. Thank you.
Yeah, so can you tell your fans or future fans where they might find more of your music and stuff, like online?
Yeah, we have a Bandcamp, we have Big Cartel, and you can buy our new album from Metal Blade's website as well. And yeah, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Reverb Nation, all that good stuff.
Yeah, they're on top of it. All right, well, I think that's all the questions I have for you. This has been an interview with ResidentRockstar.com.